This video is sponsored by Wing Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution, featuring the Orion hull test, current and future configurations.
Hello valued viewers, and I hope you're all doing very well. Today's valued viewer request is from Grinder. Speaking of the SR-71 and Viggens, there was an incident in 1987 where an SR-71 got into trouble over the Baltic Sea and was about to be intercepted by Soviet Migs when Swedish Viggens found it and escorted it to safety. Swedish pilots received medals from the US in 2018 when the event was declassified. Maybe a reenactment of some sort, or what if scenario. There are several YouTube videos and articles about this, but you can use the video we've got there. So, an incredibly awesome and interesting event. Tiny bit about the history, viewers. So, I've always lived around here, this city, Cambridge. Right next to the city of Cambridge are Lakenheath, USAF, and USAF Mildenhall. Mildenhall in the 80s used to operate, which was just amazing, and I was just old enough to kind of go and see them at this point. SR-71 Blackbird flights. They would fly roughly where my mouse cursor is going, Baltic Ocean here. They would then, at this point, be next to the Soviet-controlled countries, the USSR. They would fly up here, alongside Lithuania. This is where we did our quote-unquote realistic SR-71 intercept. They would be photographing from the starboard side, all of this area here. They would fly up there, they would fly all the way up here, they would turn around, come back here, alongside Sweden in terms of the ocean, and fly back to England and land. 29th June 1987, it went wrong. An SR-71 Blackbird launched from RAF Mildenhall, UK, and was flying northern course at 75,000 feet and Mach 3.0 when its right engine exploded. In order to manage the emergency, the aircrew immediately turned towards Sweden, rapidly descending. Sweden's air defense radar that was tracking the aircraft asked two Saab JA-37 Viggen fighters to intercept the intruder. The Swedish jets ended up escorting the SR-71 until they reached Danish airspace, saving the pilots and the aircraft. Let's go into more detail. In order to manage the emergency, the aircrew immediately turned towards Sweden, rapidly descending at an altitude of 25,000 feet. So this is an altitude where normal fighters can get to. This is an altitude where normal fighters could not get to. Approaching Gotland Island, the Blackbird violated the Swedish airspace, triggering a reaction by the Swedish Air Force. The air defense radar that was tracking the aircraft asked two Saab JA-37 Viggens belonging to the F-13 Norrköping, already in flight for another mission, to intercept the intruder and perform a so-called VID, visual identification. We were performing an ordinary peacetime operation exercise, recalled retired Major Roger Muller, Swedish Air Force Viggen pilot. Our fighter controller then asked me, "Are you able to make an interception and identification of a certain interest?" I thought immediately, it must be an SR-71, otherwise he would have not mentioned it. But at that time I did not know it was the Blackbird. At 70 kilometers east of Jutland Southern Oceans, the two Swedish Viggens intercepted the SR-71. Muller and his wingman, Major Christer Sarsberg, shadowed the Blackbird for about 5 minutes at a distance of about 30 meters. From that position, they could see the Blackbird was flying on one engine and it had carried the registration 117964. Meanwhile, a second pair of Viggens had been scrambled by F-10 in Ängelholm to relieve the first pair that would soon run out of fuel. Piloted by Colonel Lars-Erik Blad and Lieutenant Bo Ingel, they got visual with the Blackbird and other Viggens about 70 kilometers east of Bornholm. The arrival of the second pair of JA-37s allowed the first one to return home. We saw that the plane was flying at low speed and was constantly de-accelerating. In order to remain unseen, I made a brake on their right side and then a 360-degree roll, so I got up behind and above the Blackbirds who had a good overview of the situation. My wingman remained on the right side. With the transponder code set to 7700, the ICAO code for an emergency, the SR-71 squawked and continued to lose height, so much so that the Swedish pilots were unsure whether the plane would eventually crash or the pilots would have to eject. The SR-71 could actually fly on one engine, just couldn't do high altitude or high speed. However, they continued to escort the American spy plane that at low speed and altitude was extremely vulnerable. We did not know who would find us first. Seeing the Swedish plane escorting us, it was a pure liberation. I'm absolutely sure that the Swedish presence meant that the interceptors were at distance and could not therefore come to intercept us, said Tom Veltri, one of the SR-71 pilots that day. The Swedish escorted the SR-71 until they reached Danish airspace. Then they were down to about 12,000 feet, but thankfully we saw no other planes in the area, said Lars-Erik Blad. In spite of the emergency, the SR-71 was eventually able to land in former West Germany. The 4 Swedish Air Force pilots received US Air Medals during a ceremony held in Stockholm on Nov 28, 2018, recognising their actions that took place over 31 years ago. Although the episode is described in several books, until last year the details of the mission remained classified. According to the Air Medal citation, once the Swedish pilots intercepted the SR-71, they assessed the emergency situation and decided to render support to the aircraft by defending it from potential third-party aircraft that might have tried to threaten it. And we end with thanks from the pilots. What's not mentioned in this version is that Migs were actually scrambled to shoot down the Blackbird, and it just so happens that the Viggens got to the Blackbird before the Migs could shoot it down. Just listen to this video, which I will link in the video description. It's very good. I suggest you go and watch it.
Again, I found out from NSA later on that the Russians or the Soviets had actually launched as many as 20 aircraft, hoping that the Viggens would have to pull off and we would be all alone. And they would have, well, I wouldn't be here today telling you this story, so that's why it's so great to be able to recognize events of that day and what the Swedish Viggen pilots did.
And this actual pilot reports seeing at least one MiG-25 high-speed interceptor within 2 miles. That just shows how tense this situation was, and typically understated from the Swedish pilots. So, Simba, this was an excellent case of Swedish decision-making, piloting, and all-round just everyone did everything right. Therefore, no missiles were fired, no guns were fired, no one was shot down, and everyone survived, which is wonderful. But what if the Soviets had been a bit more daring? That's what we're going to look at in our reenactment. We do not have the JA-37, but we do have the AGS-37, the ground attack version. And that's what we're going to be using today to fight some horrendous long-range interceptors. How do you think it's going to go, Simba?
Ooh, it's going to be spicy.
Stand by. Welcome to 29 June 1987 in another universe. Now you have to use your imagination as ever. This is the Baltic Sea. This here is Latvia. No, it's not. It's Lithuania. This is Latvia. This is Estonia, I think. This is Finland, I think. This is Gotland in the middle of the Baltic Sea. And over here somewhere, just out of view, let's say that bit there, is Sweden. It's the best we can do, I'm afraid. We've got our Stricken SR-71 here at 25,000 feet, 380 knots as described in the documents and the film. It's running on one engine, and that's the best it can maintain at the moment. In our alternate reality, the Blackbird is a bit more stealthy than it was in real life, and the Swedes never picked it up until later on, at which point, and we believe this actually happened, it was intercepted by a MiG-25 Foxbat. This is the one we believe that was seen by the SR-71 pilot at 2 miles. Move it away a bit. Now, however, it was a training variant, and it was not armed with missiles, so it could just sit there and watch while it called its 20 or so buddies in. Its 20 or so buddies, in this case, to make it sort of doable, are just going to be 2 times MiG-25s here, Angels 30 moving in at maximum afterburner, who are 40 something miles away coming from Estonia. We are in Gotland, which is historically inaccurate, I believe. We're 2 times ground Viggens, the best we can do, armed with old-fashioned RB-74, RB-24 Sidewinder type missiles. We're going to get up, intercept the Blackbird as best we can, and try and fight those pesky MiGs off. I am Muller. This is my wingman, Lars Erik, who will be leading. We are waiting at our QRA station. This SR-71 has got into trouble. It's missing its right engine and is currently being escorted by an unarmed training MiG who is waiting for his buddies to come in and shoot the Blackbird down. Lars Erik and Muller, this is the Swedish tower. Can you please scramble and go 040? I don't know why this accent, Pakistan accent. And intercept Angels 25, please. Okay, Muller. Sorry, Lars Erik, off you go. How the heck do I know Swedish accent? Hello, I am from Sweden. It just goes into Pakistan. Everything I do just now just goes into Pakistan. Why is that?
Foreign exchange.
Always gets me in trouble as well. Well, I can only apologise, viewers. That's just how my brain works. Airborne. And right shift to 040. You're navigating from here on up. We're going up to 25,000. Kinematically, even the ground version is a pretty good, you know, it's going to work pretty well as a fighter, so we should be all right. if you've got RWR turned on, you'll see at 060 got a radar signal. That's coming from the interceptors that are coming to shoot it down. You know what, Simba? Sometimes I can see things not going very well, and today I can see this not going very well. Also, the clouds look hazardly placed for this. Also, we're in metric altitude, so we're at... don't know, I can't work that out.
Alright, I'm gonna come out of the cans.
Yes, sir. Coming out of cans. Or cans. Why do you call it cans? Is it an F-16 thing?
I mean, you know, burner can.
Burner can, okay, I'll give you that. Damn you, Lars Eric, you make such silly American jokes. After all, we are Swedish. Quick check on Magic's map. Wow, they're... okay, things haven't gone quite how I planned. These guys are going too slow, and we're going to intercept them with plenty of time. They're actually due north now, Simba. Sorry. Lars Eric and Muller, you need to go due north now to make the intercept. That's my best Swedish accent. It's the best I can do. Jules says 25,000 feet is 7,500 meters. So we're at 5,000 meters. We're nearly at intercept height. This is such a fast plane. Such a fast plane. Apparently I sound Welsh. Oh, that's when I go to the valleys. The Swedish is a bit more like this, with more interrupts into words. I'm at 6,000 feet. They should be relatively, if we've got this translation right, in metric to imperial. There, I've got them, Simba, I've got them. Right, going in to shoot the MiG down. That was the most lucky intercept I've ever done. I didn't even really plan that. Sometimes that's how it works. Right, I've got to be super careful not to shoot the Blackbird down here. This is the problem with IR missiles, of course. Okay, I'm waiting for tone on this douchebag Foxbat. Come on, baby. I think... oh, I don't know how I'm going to do this, Simba. I think I've got tone on him. I'm firing now. Yeah, I got the right guy, Simba. I got the right guy. Right, we now need to escort said Blackbird until the baddies arrive, which I thought would be ages ago, but it's actually going to be a while, and that's good. To England. I think we landed in England in the end, didn't we? Best of all the countries.
Germany. West
Germany. Sorry, West Germany. That's what I meant. Also best of all the countries. Thank you, Simba and Jules. Getting information. Oh, I can see his right, and I quote, burner can is out. Right, fuel is good, 80%. Right, where are those nasty, nasty Miggingtons? Lars, Eric and Muller, this is the Swedish tower. There are bad guys at due east, I think, roughly, from Soviet territory, coming to shoot you down at Angels 30 Imperial. Please go and attack them. Okay, Simba, let's go and get them. We think it's about 9,000, we think it's about 9,500 meters, Simba. Goodbye, SR Blackbird, SR-71. We will always remember you.
Turn to 6-4.
Is it 064? Right, okay. I'm going to also be looking on my R-dub. Right, I'm going to get co-out. No, I'm going to go slightly below them, Simba. I think that's the best thing. I've got no flares, so that's the bad thing. I don't think I haven't got flare pods. If they shoot at you, just go engines off and probably head into the missile, and that's the best thing I can think of doing. Oh, cons ahead. Or is that you?
Nope, that's them.
Right, I see one flanking right. I'm going for him, and I hope to God it's not you. I hope to Goodland it's not you.
It's not me.
Right, I'm going for the guy flanking right. I don't know why he's going out there. It's strictly a him problem. Right, I'm not going to take my eyes off him.
I got the one head on.
Roger, there is a small dot, if you can see there, valued viewers, between my three icons. He's just disappeared. He's literally just disappeared off my screen. Oh, he's there! Fire! Fire! Off the power. I've tone on him. I'm firing at him.
Merged.
Missed. Oh yeah! Got him, Simba. They're fully armed and they should be firing back, value viewers. So right, I'm coming, Simba. I've got no idea where you are, but I'm gonna come and try and help. Give me a clue. You're going up. You're going down.
247 for 10.
247 for 10. Coming. 247. 247. What's your altitude metric? Oh, is it you? No, that's my guy. Okay, my guy's crashed. 47. Tally. Got him. I see him, Simba. I'm assuming that is not you making a massive coal trail.
That is not me.
Fire. Fox 2 off the engines.
Actually, no, that is me making a massive coal trail.
Off burner and dodge. No, it's a Foxbat. Yay! Got him, Simba. Where did you get to? He's not dead.
I snapped a wing.
Ah, that'll be that then. Oh, someone else has just snapped a freaking wing. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get away, valued viewers. Okay, I'm happy about that. Boom. Have some Swedish friggin' freedom. Right. How about that? Now, I'm not going to lie, they were set to bad AI behaviour, but they were all armed up with missiles and should have shot us down, so I'm happy with that. We defended the SR-71 without shooting it down by friendly fire, which is amazing for GR, and then we attacked the baddies, and the SR-71 is running home to West Germany, free and safe. Oh no, that's you. Wait. No, there it is. Yes, with this one engine. Not much to say about that. Pretty happy. Anything you want to add, Simba Wimba?
Nope, good fun.
Okay, bye-bye.